breasts. Breasts.
The delicious salt.
Breasts.
No, Daddy, no. No, Daddy, no.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
This is your life now.
Breastfeed it.
You know, it's so funny with Phil. Let me turn the camera. Oh, the camera's on. First off, hello. I'm high as hell right now. And the thing with Phil is I don't really understand what he's so mad about. You know, hey man, I supported your show. That wasn't shit like Phil. That wasn't weak sauce trolling that video. And the rumors about you, the other stuff has been debunked. Like you never had a hooker. All the other shit was debunked easily ages ago. But the thing about WWE Champion,
Yeah!
that one stuck around. All the other shit went away. You know what I mean? It was rumors. It was nonsense. That stuck around. And it just didn't really look refutable. And the thing is, like I've said before, if you never talked about your financial dire straits, if you didn't talk about it, whatever your issues were, no one would care. Because you're not bitching about stuff. You're not incentivizing your audience to donate to you by talking about your financial woes. But you do that. So it does become your audience's business. Should they have broken into your fucking bank records and checked them? No. But it happened. And you're just so strange, dude. You want people to mind their own business, but you're making shit that shouldn't be their business their business. That's why they don't mind their own business. Where am I wrong? I'm buzzed as hell right now keeping you. Thank you. I wonder why my Series X keeps shutting off. That either could be a power supply issue or it's thermal protection's kicking in. Maybe because the cooler is not working properly. It's not okay. It definitely shouldn't be shutting itself off. Do you have it in a properly ventilated area where air could circulate so it could cool itself properly? Could also be the power supply is shitty. But it sounds, it's either the power supply or it's thermally protecting itself by shutting down. Quantum is going on a tickle tantrum. What do you mean? I can't fuck with him again. I can't. I'm probably already going to get shit from the weirdo that's going after Lady Decade tomorrow. That's a rabbit hole, man. I'm so glad, like, we were going to do that video today, but I'm like, you know what? I want to be with my kids today. They're here today. We'll do it tomorrow. Luckily, and I kind of had a feeling shit like that would happen. Dylan Bacon coming through with the bacon. Thank you very much. Because stories like that are kind of fluid. If you didn't hear what happened with Lady Decade, she used like one image for like 3 seconds of a video, and now what happened? Like her YouTube channel is demonetized or something. I got to look into the whole thing. Like I still haven't had time today. I've got the notes and stuff together, and articles and videos together. And shout out, someone sent me a whole bunch of info. Like this guy apparently who did this to Lady Decade is known for doing this. Cucumbers, endless cucumbers, absolutely.
Cucumbers.
Yeah,
and like I was saying earlier on in the stream too, or maybe I wasn't saying this during the stream, but I see a lot of people going, oh, everyone's protecting the woman because she's crying. No, it's the copyright system being abused. Like, really, we're going to go that route because it's a female? Like, are you fucking serious? I just had that shit happen to me. It's not fun. You know? This isn't even the worst thing to happen to Alex Jones in the courtroom when going through a divorce. He told the judge he ate a bowl of chili so he can forget about his kids' names. Yes, I remember that. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I forgot my kids' birthdays because I almost shit my pants from eating chili. Like how? He's another one. How do you take this fucking clown seriously? How do you take him seriously? I am going to Alto Music tomorrow before I even record a single fucking video. I think they open at 10 a.m. My fat fucking ass is going to be there at 10 a.m. and I am getting a new mic stand because this mic is just not I need a new mic stand or the mic stand needs Viagra because this shit is not standing up anymore. You rich, my PS2 couldn't read Gran Turismo 4, any CD-based game. I put Windex on a Q-tip, wiped the lens, and waited. Works flaw. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, you know how much grit builds up on that? I'm almost tempted to buy a factory refurbished from Amazon PS2. Make a video on it. That'll probably be a huge video. But then again, my channel is the most unpredictable channel on the planet. Like, I thought the Game Boy video was going to do good. I was fucking wrong. Rich, please read my super chat. Never. Absolutely not. I'm kidding. I watched a video from her and it felt horrible that the guy didn't want to talk to her. Pretty sure it's probably is a scam. But of course you have the fucking, you know, alleged incel crowd. Oh, it's a woman. That's why everyone's coming. Get the fuck. You know I don't do that shit. You think I do that shit? Come on now. Get some common sense. What was your super chat, man? I'm not seeing. I'm buzz as hell right now. Keep being you. Oh, no, I answered you. And I said thank you. I appreciate it. Hello, Mr. Masucci. Hello, Timothy. How are you? You know, so my channel's weird, man. And even with news stories, like, I'll be like, oh, this news story is going to get a lot of views. Oh, wow, it got fuck all views. Oh, this news story is going to fucking bomb, but whatever, I'm interested and I'll talk about it. And that video gets like 80 to 100,000 views. Yeah, the mic needs Instahard. Who said that? Well done, James. Yeah, it's already about to fucking flop over again. So, the big bird had to move because, like, between my coffee mug and everything, he'll come back. He's right here on the floor where he deserves to be. Remember in 2014 you were copyright struck? Yes! Yes! That's why this shit bothers me. Because it fucked me, too. There was some person who was apparently very pissed off at things that I said, so they tried to say they own the code to the explosion. A filmed, license-free fire. They own the code to it. Like computer code. Like C++ shit. It was a lie. At the time, really cool dude. I miss him from Curse. This guy named Fabian. He asked this person, he asked her to send the code. She sent the code, and it was like some fucking mobile game or some shit. It had nothing to do with flames. So, needless to say, once she got called out, she dropped all of the copyright strikes on my channel. Like, that shit almost got me shut down. Probably not tonight. We still got a lot to go with the Alex. We'll see how long it takes to get through the Alex Jones shit. Yes. Of course, we could have an act. Where is my act? I still have it here, don't I? I need the Find Me music. Yes, here it is. Oh, God. No. I am too stoned for his fucking laugh in my ear. I have like 8 billion videos on copyright stuff, but did I just do one recently? I'm very stoned right now. Did I mention that about 17 times? I think I did. Quinn, how the hell are you? I think I saw Tattoo Chick in here. We got the crew. We got Classy Tech in here. We got Foil Grim. We got Jessica. We just give me my 200 DSP chicken sandwiches. Pulsating chicken sandwiches. If you're going to make a troll name, get it goddamn fucking right. What's up, Wolfpack? The incident of May 1st. I'm sorry I forgot you. How are you? Welcome. I didn't see you up there. So, here, we're now going to have a man with a large round head. There's any Phil news I can cover briefly? Not that I know of, man. There's like people treating it like it's like some breakup. Like me and him were butt fucking in the woods for 3 years. Like, dude, it's someone's name. DSP's load. I just saw that in the chat now. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Harvey. Oh, whoa. Yeah, that video, yeah, that was fucking crazy. That was one of the weirdest experiences I ever had on YouTube, next to Quantum. Quantum is still #1 by far now. What about me? Yes, you are the shit poster in the group. Yes, you are. Hello, how are you, Flashback? But Rich, send DSP Gaming and Alex Jones a cucumber. So, no, I have nothing new on Phil. Phil is a man on the internet. And that's it. But I'm saying, it's like, he's a topic to talk about when he does crazy shit. It's like the same with the quartering, the same with Quantum TV, the same with Shane Dawson, the same when I talked about Dr. Disrespect. You talk about interesting things. I'm a commentator. That's what I do. Like, why everyone thinks that, you know, we're tongue twisting each other's assholes is beyond me. I guess maybe because I was a member there. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know if he secretly respects me. I don't really care if he likes me, dislikes me, whatever. But it's just he's a fascinating subject, Harvey Weinstein. Very strange to say that, but and that's why everyone, like, it's a Gundam, me, Total Biscuit, God rest his soul. There's a bunch of content creators, Keemstar. Everyone's fascinated with Phil. And I've explained why. He just keeps running into a wall to prove to everyone there's no wall there. Even though everyone could see the wall. Phil can't see the wall. He is blind to fucking walls. You know, the way Donald Trump's tremendous six-pack. You're rich, you're a man with a vocabulary. Am I? I don't really think I have a wide vocabulary. I'm not a stupid dude, but I'm not, you know, exceptional. I don't have imposter syndrome either, I'm just saying. I don't see how DSB can last. They give it another year or two. It's sad, but I think he is kind of a dick. Yeah, people have been saying it's going to be another year or two from, like, I remember saying it back in there's videos of me saying it back in 2016. Now, in theory, like I've said before, sorry, I'm going to repeat myself, guys, to answer Donald Trump's tremendous six-packs question. He has failed. A man who has taken out a whole bunch of loans and has gone through bankruptcy. That is a failed business. He just still, like, It's a Gundam said. Here we go. I review It's a Gundam USA, but it's true. He refuses to leave. Like, people are like, get off the stage, Phil. Come on. It's over, Phil. It ended back in, like, 2014, Phil. Get off the fucking stage, Phil. And he's just like, no, I'm staying on this stage. Like, so I kind of am right, but he is still paying bills with it, so I guess I'm kind of wrong, too. Does that make sense? You know? I'm buying InfoWars for... So my point, Donald Trump's tremendous, delicious spray tan six-pack, is that I said that a long time ago, thinking, like, he would have closed up shop and, like, you know, worked at, like, a sex shop or something. Like, imagine DSP selling dildos. Selling dildos. Oh, I shoved this big one up my ass. It's great.
Cucumbers.
Oh, yeah. I realize I haven't even hit fucking play on the video for Alex Jones yet. Like, that's the thing. I kind of thought, like, he was going to pack up and not be doing it anymore. But that I was wrong about. But in terms of his business going kaput, I kind of was right. I could pick, dude, DSP working at Chippendale smacking his own ass needs to happen right fucking now. Oh, come on, ladies. Here's my nutsack. Oh, didn't he? Yo, he uploaded it when he had problems with his channel. He had all his videos. He had all his videos taken down They made even his private videos public. And there was a video of him with his boxers on. You didn't see anything, but he was jiggling around his junk. I'm not kidding. You can look this up. Phil was jiggling around his genitals. And I guess to a female fan that he was trying to show off his shit to. Phil, if you're wondering why we keep talking about you, it's things like you're the gift that keeps on giving and fapping. And giving, fap giving. Fap giving, that's like a new holiday for Phil. But instead of stuffing a turkey, he's beating his fucking cock. Radio Shack is dead. There's like a couple stores. It's dead, though. I miss Radio Shack. It's just sometimes, man, you need like a certain type of cable and shit they always had, or a resistor, or a transistor, capacitor. They had them. You know? Hit that applause, daddy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, but that's actually Harvey Weinstein. No, I take it back. You're 100% correct, because, like, it should completely die. Yeah, it is dead. Doesn't, like, fucking that dude, who is that retard in the fucking Ferrari that used to have YouTube commercials? Like, Ty Lopez. He owns the IP. No, it's dead. It's the DSP of technology stores. You are 100% right. Right. Applause button. Get ready to be tickled.
I am thoroughly tickled.
So, yeah, Phil is the Ty Lopez. Phil is the Radio Shack. He's the Radio Shack of YouTube. He should be gone, but someone just decided to just let the IP just. They're kicking the dead horse down the road. How are you liking the Aya Arrow so far? I cannot wait to review it myself. Always wanted to keep it real with the birds. I have opinions. They're not all pleasant. I'll leave it at that for now. I said this in another stream. I'll say it again since you asked. The Aya Space software you need to take it off the fucking site and just even get a solid beta. It's not even in beta in my opinion. It's barely in an alpha state. And if it isn't RDNA 2 graphics, wait until you can get the chips for it. Now, I have, like I said, I'm not sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form. They send me review units. I have an Aya Era. I'm going to be reviewing it this week. I just have a lot of faith in them as a company. The Aya Neo 2 is going to have the Ryzen 7 6800U, which is going to have RDNA 2 graphics, 12 compute units. That's only 8 compute units shy, which is a huge amount, but still, think about it. The Xbox Series S has 20 RDNA 2 compute units. So that's an impressive amount they have on an APU that's going in a mobile device. So they're coming out with that. They're also coming out with, I don't know if it's going to be the Aya Neo next, but it's going to have a dedicated interchangeable graphics card. He's going to get a lawyer. I am thoroughly tickled. He's going to get a lawyer. He's going to get a lawyer. All right, Phil. A lawyer. Anyway, let's a lawyer for what? Why don't you get a lawyer? If it's so slanderous, Phil, get a lawyer after the people that are made the video on you. That makes zero sense, dude. Look, Phil. Good luck, man. I'll go get my new 3-piece suit tomorrow, boy. For what? What are you getting? What are you getting a lawyer for? Because I decided that someone put together a video on you with a bunch of information that looks damning, so I made a choice to no longer support you? What are you going to sue me for? Defamation for what? That would be the weakest case in the world.
Talk about a little 2015. You said,
and even good cases have a snowball's chance in hell. Dude, do me a favor. Yes, please, Phil, I beg you, sue me. Ruin your career. Ruin your career by suing me. I implore you to. Put the final death knell in your career by suing me. Have it spread like wildfire that you're suing me over watching a video about you. I beg you.
said you stopped covering Sandy Hook in 2015.
At some point.
Right, and I believe Mr. Renault put Exhibit 31 in front of you, right? You know the list of videos?
Yes.
One you made notes on?
No, I wasn't allowed to have them.
People already hate him to begin with. Imagine him suing someone over an opinion, and I decided to no longer be a member. You know what's funny? If I watched that video, that smarmy fuck, but I stayed a member, I guarantee you he probably wouldn't have said anything. Now you're going to threaten to sue me? Go ahead, dude. You'll be needing to find a job real quick because the minuscule amount of support that you still get will go out the fucking window. Do it. You are the most beautiful architect of self-sabotage I have ever seen. So it may happen. Jesus Christ.
The list.
Right, but you made notes on that video? On that list?
I watched it, and yeah.
So what is going on? It's just Phil being Phil. If I go into the whole story again, I'll be here. Don't take it as disrespect to you, but we'll be here. I'll be an hour and a half
I
in.
made some notes so I could try to accurately answer the questions.
Okay, and you testified from that stopping in July 2015.
That is video worthy. That is video worthy. Could someone please, and I will shout you out. I'll shout out your YouTube channel. I'll check into your YouTube channel. If someone can clip me that Phil said he's going to sue me, send it to me via DM, or you could stay anonymous too if you want to, via Twitter. And so long as I check into your account and it's not some kind of shady shit that you're doing with your YouTube channel, I'll shout it out. Fucking guy is unbelievable.
Which is the last video we have on that list in 2015.
Did I?
For the
Flashback?
next 16 months, you didn't cover Sandy Hook. That's what you
I
said.
did not testify from it. I wasn't allowed to have it.
No, I'm telling you
TSB
right
tries
now.
at Pornhub
I'm
edition.
telling you the video. July 2015 is the last one we have on that list. And we know you reviewed that list to calculate how long you didn't cover Sandy Hook. And you're going to tell me from July 2015 to the next 16 months you didn't cover Sandy Hook.
Not in the list we have.
Many people are asking about what happened with Phil. I'm like 95% positive I'll make a video on it tomorrow. It'll be explained there.
We've tried to find
Don't take it as disrespect because I'll just keep on repeating the same story.
everything.
Okay. Can you put up Exhibit 73 for me?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'll look into it. But who said that, though? The person who said the thing about the lawsuit, they're pretty credible. Like, when they tell me something... but, of course, like I said, that's why I asked, too. I need to see a clip. I'm not going to make a video on something over hearsay. I missed your super chat. How the fuck am I missing all these super chats? You missed my super chat. Okay, well, I'm seeing the other super chat. Refusing to leave and taking out loans for a fail sounds a lot like a former president. That is true, too. Former President Trump. But I'm saying, though, like... Yeah, Phil technically has... It is a failed venture.
Now, you understand, I don't have all your videos about Sandy Hook either. You understand that, right?
Apparently, allegedly, until I get proof, I'm going to say allegedly, Phil said he's going to sue me if I don't apologize. It could be bullshit. But like I said, if it's not, and I get video evidence that he did say it, I guess Phil wants to finish off his own career. If that's, it's alleged.
Right, Mr. Jones?
Alleged.
You say so.
No,
Alleged,
you say
until
so.
I see
You
it with my own
understand,
eyes.
right?
We
How
have
did I miss his
located
last two super chats?
what we were able to find. We believe it's almost all of it.
No, you remember Rob Dew testifying as your corporate representative. God
I
knows
explained
where
that
all
already,
the videos are.
Foil Grim.
You remember that?
Well, that's deplatforming, because
I objection non-responsive. Do you remember Rob Dew saying?
Just answer the question,
No, I don't.
Mr. Jones. Thank you.
See this
Oh, dude, Foil Grim, welcome to going to the gym. You're going to see dicks there all the time. It's just part of going to the gym.
email right here?
You're going to see
Seriously,
dicks.
Wall Street Avenue?
yes,
This is Mr. Watson warning you, not in June 2015, not in March 2015.
Okay,
but he
Terrence,
is warning
I see
you
what you said.
In December 2015, that this Sandy Hook stuff is killing us, correct?
yes.
I think we can surmise pretty easily from this email that in July 2015, we did not put a ban on Sandy Hook.
Was here for the pit section, scratching incident of August. Oh, yes, I was scratching my pits like an ape yesterday. Like, I was just like... You didn't read my super chat 2 years ago. Honestly, that's probably true just because I'm an idiot.
And in fact, there are videos that we don't have that Mr. Watson is talking about. Do you agree with me?
I mean, I don't know that, and that's us trying to get him to not talk about it.
Is that what that is? That's you trying to... I think that's Mr. Watson telling you, Mr. Jones, a warning. Right?
No, I was telling people not to cover it too.
Really? Who
Yes.
are you telling not to?
Don Salazar, Rob Dew, because they were still convinced it didn't happen.
Now, I know you said that Mr. Schroyer came later, so maybe he didn't hear the instruction, right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get to that. Let's talk a little more about 2015. You talked about Dan Badani.
He is a fascinating man to look at. I know it sounds ridiculous, but like, he just so I just feel like there's like lightning bolts coming out of his asshole just sitting there. I have an anus and penis. Am I a man like you? Well, yeah, sure. Okay, Prince Day. Do you have the same handle on Twitter? I'll look for it.
Right?
Yes.
During that period. And you described him as a part-time reporter, right?
If that, but by the end, yes.
If that. Maybe not even a part-time reporter. Right? That's what
Well, he
you're
was a
saying?
full-time reporter for a while, and then we let him go, and he went back to Connecticut, or I think Rhode Island's where he lived, and then he went out and did some
So
stuff.
before we go any further, I just want to make sure now we have what the testimony is. Because
No, he doesn't shave his forehead. He's bald.
he was a part-time reporter, but now he's a full-time reporter? Which is it?
No. He first came, he entered some contests and stuff. I wasn't a reporter then. He came down to Austin and was a full-time employee for like 6 months, if memory serves. Then we let him go. And then he asked if he could still just do some stuff on the side over the years and did some things.
You see his testimony in the courtroom when it was played? Are you here for that?
No.
So I'm guessing you also.
More hair than you. Oh, damn. You got rich. I don't care. Man. Let me tell you something. If I had full head of hair, I would still shave my fucking head.
Unless you heard it secondhand, you didn't see Mr. Badani testify that he was a producer for the Alex Jones show and spent 6 days a week with you. You didn't see that?
Well, that's not true.
Okay, Mr. Badani's lying.
I think he's mistaken.
Okay. And the truth is, you didn't fire him until late 2016 when he embarrassed you at a Trump rally. You remember us talking about that? Me and you?
I don't remember that.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit about your final statement on Sandy Hook, right? And you testified that the reason that you did that final statement in 2016 is so that you could tell the world that you thought it really happened, right?
That was at the beginning of me doing that.
The beginning of you doing that. And I think, as we've seen in this case, that is the video in which you said, if children were killed at Sandy Hook, my heart goes out to those parents. But the problem is, I've seen actors before, and I know when I'm watching a movie, and I know when I'm watching something real. Do you remember seeing you say that in the
Yes, I
film?
did say that.
Okay. And that was your final statement, looking directly at camera, addressing the people who say they're parents I see on TV, right? That was your final statement.
But it wasn't my final statement.
Sure wasn't. But it certainly wasn't to go on the world and tell the world that it probably happened. In fact, it was the exact opposite.
What the hell are you talking about? Experimented at camp.
I believe I actually say I think it happened on the tape.
Jury has that in evidence. They will be watching. Let's talk about 2017, the Megyn Kelly interview. You remember you talked about how that was filmed in April, right?
I'm not allowed to have notes, but I think around then,
I don't understand, Mr. Jones, that when you were asked questions on direct examination about when these events happened, and were very quickly able to say it happened in April 2017, why when I asked the same question, you're very confused?
I said I think that too then. I don't remember exactly. I think so.
All right. Well, in April 2017, the other thing you did right after that interview is film a video called Sandy Hook Vampires Exposed, didn't you?
Yes.
And in that video, you were saying a lot of things like, Sandy Hook wasn't even an operating school. You remember seeing that being played in this court?
I believe so.
Christ.
Yeah, and that's something that Halbig told you. Or that
This
you were
guy.
relying on Halbig for, right?
I had seen articles and things about it then as well.
You had seen articles that Sandy Hook wasn't an operating school. Is that what you're testifying to under oath right now?
I had seen people do articles about it. I don't remember the exact articles.
Sure. All right, but what we can know is that in 2017, shortly before these people brought their suit, you were on InfoWars saying Sandy Hook wasn't an operating school, right?
If you say so, play the video.
I know. I want you. You can testify that. Do you even remember what was played in this courtroom?
I've seen a lot. I think I did say that.
I think you did too. You also remember you and Mr. Dew talking about how much you wanted to see the bodies? There's no bodies. They never showed us any bodies.
I don't remember that, but I'll take your word for it.
Okay. And you'll agree with me in that video, you were saying a bunch of the same stuff from Wolfgang Halbig that the company knew as far back from 2014 was crazy. You going to admit to that now? Or are you going to deny that?
I thought we were talking about Halbig in 2015. Thinking he was.
Well, we're now in 2017. And we had actually, you said 2015. Do you remember I asked you about Mrs. Pa's testimony in 2014? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm asking you now is that whether it's
I'm not
you in
just losing
2015
my mind.
doing it,
Man, he was pushing this shit for years after Sandy Hook happened. Alex is crazy, but I believe not. I'll leave it at that. I have questions. There's a lot of unanswered questions that could have been answered with 9/11. That's all I'll say. To not open up a fucking Pandora's box.
or whether Ms. Paz says the company knew it in 2014, regardless of which one of those, that was years later in 2017. InfoWars is still publishing the things from how big it knows are crazy. Do you admit that?
I hadn't read those emails, so I don't.
Hold on, Mr. Jones. Hold on. You testified, that in 2015 you knew how big it was crazy.
Because he started saying that I was covering up Sandy Hook.
Correct. So now, in 2017, 2 years later,
Did I ever say before that he would look exactly like ZZ Top if he grew like a big fucking
you're
beard?
repeating all the things How Big says, knowing he was crazy.
How big wasn't the only one saying that? The other
Objection, non-response.
Same.
Let's talk about Plaintiff's Exhibit 21, which is the video that your attorney played. That 17-minute video that was on, I believe, the day before your Megyn Kelly video was going to air.
Yes, I
And
think.
you were, I think you would agree with me that you were trying to urge NBC not to air it. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I noticed
He does
that
look like a giant
you
potato.
said in that video that the media never quotes what I said. Right? They always just try to paraphrase it. They don't actually use the real quotes. Right?
In general, yes.
Okay. But 0 Point Now, this anonymous blogger, he did quote what you said. And you said he did a good job. I want him to write for me. Remember hearing that in the video?
Yes.
Okay. And then you went through what 0 Point Now was quoting about what you said about Sandy Hook, right?
Yes.
Okay. And one of those
I love if you would dress up as like a giant grizzly bear, like a giant brown bear suit. Imagine they required him to come in like that.
things in 2017 was you saying that the Sandy Hook website had no internet traffic during the years when the shooting supposedly happened.
That was
right?
my memory.
Right. And that wasn't true.
I meant the quotes where I said I think Sandy Hook happened. I like the fact that that was quoted. That was the whole point.
Mr. Jones, in that video, you went down and read these questions about these false things about Sandy Hook. You did that in that video.
Yes.
And I noticed you skipped the one about Robbie Parker. You started to read it and then you stopped reading it. Did you see where that happened?
No.
Okay. And
What the fuck
reason that you
happened
were
to
a little
Alex
hesitant,
Jones?
though, at
I
that
don't
time,
know. Dylan
was
dropping
your
more
parents'
bacon.
You knew legal threats were on the horizon, didn't you?
No.
The things you did say, though, that were quoted from you, that you wanted to repeat to your audience, because they had done such a good job of covering you, was also that the police were eating their food inside of the school in the crime scene. Right? You remember that?
I don't remember.
All right, you don't remember what we just watched 10 minutes ago.
I missed that part.
Okay. Do you remember them talking about the FBI crime stats saying no one killed in Sandy Hook that you read in that 2017?
That was the headlines, yes.
What headline?
Cosmic Productions,
Your
thank
headline.
you.
That's what it said.
No, it didn't, Mr. Jones. You admit that now? The FBI did not have a crime stat.
I mean, I admit we later learned that in the full report, they don't report those in that state. They do, I think, everywhere else.
Mr. Jones, we've heard a lot of testimony about the FBI crime stat and how that got wrong. We heard that from Mr. Salazar. Were you in the courtroom for that?
I think I was in there for part of it.
Okay. So you probably heard Mr.
Rich's
Salazar how
luscious,
he messed
hairy
that up.
ass cheeks.
Right?
Luscious, hairy ass cheeks.
mean, I think we admit we
Luscious,
messed that
hairy
up.
ass
Right, but
cheeks.
you were still saying it in 2017. At a time where you want this jury to believe you were saying it really happened, you in 2017 were saying the FBI says nobody died.
I said it on the video. I thought it happened like 5 times.
Yeah, just like Megyn Kelly said in your interview, you want to have it all ways, don't you, Mr. Jones?
No, I think Sandy Hook happened.
Yeah, but if Sandy Hook happened, then that means there's not an FBI crime stat that nobody died. It means that there was website traffic. It means that nobody ate their food inside the school. All these things you're saying are false. Right?
I'd have to review all of it again.
10 minutes ago, we saw a video of you saying no EMTs entered the building. Do you remember that? You remember saying that?
I mean, I'd have to see the timelines of what you're speaking about.
I'm asking you if when we broke from your break, when your attorney put up the video that he really wanted this jury to see how fair you were being about Sandy Hook, you said no paramedics entered the building.
in a certain time frame.
What do you mean by that?
I'd have to see the time.
Do I have
frame
any
you're talking
tips for
about.
relaxing one's anus? Stick the whole fist in it. I'm scratching my breast. I have an itchy breast. Back to
Any
the...
time frame? You said they never entered the building.
Never entered it?
That's what you said.
Well-
And you said that for years.
I think you're taking it out of context.
Right, because they had to keep him out of the building, because otherwise you'd have to pay off all the EMTs. Because they'd get in the building and they'd see there's no bodies. That's what you told your audience. You've told them that many times.
I don't remember what you're talking about.
All of a sudden, he starts coughing. I mean, obviously, the man's larynx is fucked up, but he talks for hours upon hours a day. All of a sudden, now, the good questions come out. He starts coughing. He's like if DSP came on my fucking stream for an interview.
You got my nipples up in a tissue.
Like the quartering came on here.
One of the things you talked about yesterday is you complied with discovery, right? You said that on the witness stand?
That's one of the things I talked about.
Okay. One of the
That's one of the things
you
I
were
talked
ordered
about.
to do in this lawsuit, you were ordered to turn over any text messages mentioning Sandy Hook, right?
Yes.
And you didn't have any, right?
Oh, here we
Not
go.
that we can find.
And you in fact told me in your testimony, sworn testimony before coming to this courtroom, you searched, right?
I did.
Okay. Do you remember, were you here for Mr. Schroeder's testimony?
Yes.
Okay. You remember when Owen said, the company has learned from its mistakes about Sandy Hook? You remember that?
I did hear him say that.
You agree with that?
Yeah, we've certainly learned from our mistakes, got a lot better.
Okay. Mr. Jones, I'd like to show you what's been marked as plaintiff's exhibit 130.
When Alex Jones is going to come on RTU streams and tell me the chickens aren't real but the government drones, he would never come on my show. I'm not relevant enough for him to come on the show. There has to be something for him to gain out of it.
You got it upside down. That's text messages between you and Paul Watson, isn't it?
Yes.
And they mention Sandy Hook, don't they?
Yes.
Plaintiffs move 130 into evidence?
Any objection?
Well, yeah, he's a horrible human being. He's driven by profit. That's all he cares about.
What's that? Show you where what?
Plaintiff's 130 is admitted.
Can you bring up 130 for resolution? Let's zoom in on the little article up in the corner, Melissa.
Yeah, please zoom in, because I can't see shit.
I'm going to walk over to this to you so we can kind of point it out. I know it's a little hard to read. You may be able to read it a little better on your screen. But this is a zoom of Mr. Watson has sent you a screenshot from Infowars.com, correct?
It appears to be.
Yeah, and it has an article here, right?
Bankrupt Shaft Phil coming to a circuit city near you. Could you imagine? Imagine Phil was the spokesperson for, like, Circuit City. The renewed... That's another one that, like, some company just has as a placeholder name. It's not really Circuit City. The other parents are going to be able to use his cell phone content as well. Content might be admissible for Gen 6 hearing for his involvement. Oh, shit. Good. Good.
Yes.
And it says, staged. Video shows hospital using dummies in ER for coronavirus footage. You know what it says?
I believe so.
Let's go to the first message from Mr. Watson. Read along with me, Mr. Jones. He says, this is a video.
Sorry, see one second.
No problem.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Take your time.
Oh,
You ready?
Yeah, this, you may not think it's a problem, but it's a real one.
Sure.
Just give me a second. All right, go ahead.
Mr. Watson says, this is a video of a medical student training to intubate. Makes us look ridiculous, suggesting this means COVID is fake. Sandy Hook all over again. I read that correctly?
Yes.
Go to the next message.
So much here to digest.
What'd you tell Mr. Watson?
I get it.
Mr. Jones, it's true that this article is...
Wait, but isn't Paul Joseph Watson still pushing to say he's telling him not to do that the COVID's fake shit, right? Isn't Paul Joseph Watson doing that on his own channel now? Oh, I'm pretty sure he is. They're so fucking fake. They're so fake.
right now, live on Infowars.com. I can pull it up, right?
I've never seen this text message. I guess you guys got Paul's. My phone didn't save them. So that's fine.
Your phone didn't save the second.
I told you guys I gave it to the lawyers and said they drained the phone, they didn't find that stuff. I don't know how my phone's.
You gave it to the lawyers. They were supposed to find it. So that's what testimony is?
No, I searched it as well. I mean, so you guys have all this stuff and you say we didn't give anything. It's
Mr.
ridiculous.
Jones, you know how an iPhone works, right? You've had iPhone text messaging for several years now.
Yeah.
What does it mean if the messages are in blue? Whose
I don't-
messages are those? Whose phone is this taken from?
I don't know whose phone's taken from. I mean, I turned the phone over and said, take the stuff off.
Can I have you look in the very bottom below the very bottom left corner? Is that your phone number?
Yes.
Motherfucker looks like he had some Carolina Reaper hot sauce. Jesus Christ.
So you did get my text messages. And it said you didn't. Nice trick. It's just not-
Yes, Mr. Jones.
Oh.
Indeed. You didn't give this text message to me. You don't know where this came from. Do you know where I got this?
No.
Mr. Jones, did you know
Shit.
that 12 days ago, your attorneys messed up and sent me an entire digital copy of your entire cell phone with every text message you've sent for the past 2 years, and when informed, did not take any steps to identify it as privileged or protect it in any way. And as of 2 days ago, it fell free and clear into my possession. And that is how I know you lied to me when you said you didn't have a text message about Sandy Hook. Did you know that?
I told you the truth. This is your Perry Mason moment. I gave them my phone, and then
Mr. Jones, you need to answer the question.
No,
Did you know this happened?
no, I didn't know this happened. But I mean, I told you I gave them the phone over.
But just
And
answer
you
the
said,
question.
you said in your deposition, you searched your phone.
Yeah. Ace Attorney music.
You said
The act man starts coming out and dancing behind him.
you pulled down the text, did the search function for Sandy Hook. That's what you said, Mr. Jones, correct?
And I had several different phones with this number, but I did, yeah. Well, of course. I mean, that's why you got it.
No, Mr. Jones, that's not what happened.
My lawyer sent it to you, but I'm hiding it. Okay.
Mr. Jones,
Mr. Jones, that?
please just answer questions. There's no question. Mr. Bankston also only asks questions.
Sure. Mr. Jones, in discovery, you were asked, do you have Sandy Hook text messages on your phone? And you said no, correct? You said that under oath, Mr. Jones, didn't you?
I mean, if I was mistaken, but you got the messages right there.
You know what perjury is, right? I just want to make sure you know before we go any further. You know what it is.
Yes, I do. I mean, I'm not a tech guy. I told you I gave, in my testimony, the phone to the lawyers before, whatever, and so you got my phone, but we didn't give it to you.
No, Mr. Jones, one more time. And please remember, if you need to assert the Fifth Amendment, you can. I need to know that you can do that. But you testified under oath previously that you personally searched your phone for the phrase Sandy Hook and there were no messages. You said that under oath.
Yes.
Pretty much.
No, I did not lie.
Sea Dragon.
Emails. You testified yesterday you don't have it. You got rid of your email 10 years ago.
This is
Infowars
amazing.
email.
Oh, so now it's Infowars. You do use email though, don't you?
It's like household stuff and things like that.
So it's
I don't personally send emails.
Sure.
My assistant does, and it's for like, broken sprinklers or whatever.
Okay.
What?
So you don't have emails about Sandy Hook. You don't have emails about this case.
You got hundreds of thousands of our emails.
None from you. And I didn't get hundreds of thousands of emails. Most of those, in fact, you would agree with me, nearly every email you've produced to me outside of maybe 100 are emails of Wolfgang Halbig and Jim Fetzer. Because they sent me thousands of emails, right?
I mean, I quit opening email and using it before Sandy Hook.
Okay. And so, in other words, if somebody was to tell me, oh, I have emails from Mr. Jones that he wrote about this case in the past couple of years, that person would be lying? You're telling the truth?
Somebody else has got my InfoWars email because I haven't been using it
That's not qualified, Mr. Jones. You know in this case you were asked to produce your emails, any emails you had about Sandy Hook. You know you were asked to do that, right?
Yeah.
And you said,
Yeah, he's not a tech guy, dude. You ever notice that the playbook, whether it be Alex Jones, the Quartering, Quantum TV, it's Steve Crowder. When Sam Cedar came on and he shit himself, oh, he has less subs than me, so blah blah blah. Makes it, yeah, okay, dude, that makes you more credible. It's the same shit. It's the same hypocritical lies, man. It's lies. Fuck birds. Get away from me.
said he didn't have it.
I told my IT people, go, you've got all that stuff.
No, Mr. Jones, I'm saying in deposition, under oath, sworn to God, you said you don't have any emails with Sandy Hook because you don't use email, right?
I mean, I think I haven't been using InfoWars email, and it's got to be a decade or longer in my memory.
I don't.
We're with Infowars.com,
No, Mr. Jones. No. It's not what I'm asking. You notice when Mr. Watson emailed you, right? He didn't have an InfoWars email address, does he? He has like paulwatson@sky.com. It's a UK email address. Did you notice
Yes.
that? Right. We asked for all emails. And you told us you don't use email and there are no emails for Sandy Hook. That's what you said under oath, isn't it?
There might be, I'm sure there might be like privileged emails where like lawyers are requesting documents or stuff about the case.
Mr. Jones.
Yeah.
First, objection non-responsive.
Sustained.
Did you testify under oath
From what I hear, it gets worse.
that you do not
Usually I'm not that quiet with this, but I'm like, there's a lot.
use email and that there are no responsive emails relating to this case? Did you testify to that?
Yes, I personally do not get on the internet and sit there and use email. I never send emails myself because I don't like it. I can't stand it. There's just too many of them. That's a fact that I don't use email. I call people on the telephone.
Okay.
Alex Ashless Chaps Jones. Oh God.
Your Honor, excuse me, Mr. Jones. I'll show you this document. Is that your email address?
Yes.
Did you write an email? Is that an email, Mr. Jones?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jones. So
I'm reading it. Just from, what's this have to do with Sandy Hook?
I'm not asking you a question other than that's an email you've sent. Let's start there. Can you do that? Can you say that's an email you sent?
I must have dictated that to my assistant.
Okay, so there are, you would agree with me, there are emails, let me have a little thing, I'm done with that. There are emails that you've sent to your lawyers, your staff, and others concerning your business operations that we requested for, Sandy Hook, other topics that have been requested in this lawsuit, like Zero Hedge. You'd agree those emails, they exist. Do you agree to that or not?
I've dictated emails to people, and you guys have gone and gotten other people to give you their emails. But that is my personal email that I use for personal stuff. Has nothing to do with Sandy Hook unless lawyers have sent me emails there that my assistant prints off for me.
You talked yesterday about prepackaged food. You remember that? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You don't remember yesterday testifying about selling prepackaged food.
Oh, yes.
And you sell these, some of them come in tubs that you could, for instance, like store for a long time in case something horrible happens, right?
Yes.
Oh, just like Jim Baker. Just like Jim Baker.
You talk about that's one of your big items. That's a big deal type thing on influence.
Sure.
Okay. And you also talked about how
Yeah.
it's a tough business in a lot of
That's the
ways.
next
You
one.
only have about a
That's what
20%
Quantum
profit
said too.
margin
You didn't
on
see
your
me
sale
type
food.
those tweets.
Said about 20 to 40, yes.
Okay. So, for instance, for every $100,000 in sales of food, that means you're profiting $20,000, maybe even up to $40,000.
Yes.
I'll show you another document, Mr. Johnson. This has been marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit 132. Do you see that?
Yes.
Those are text messages of Tim Fruget, the operations manager of InfoWars, right?
Yes.
And we requested information about your revenues in this case. You remember that?
Yes.
Didn't give us this, did you?
There's a lot of stuff. I mean,
Yeah, you didn't even look through your text messages, Mr. Jones. You hid them, right? Correct?
no.
Okay.
I gave it to the lawyers. That's why you have it.
It's not.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Plaintiff's Exhibit 132.
Are you
Let's
moving
just-
to admit it?
Yes, can we, no, yes, I'm sorry. Can we move to admit Plaintiff's 132 at this time?
Any objection? Plaintiff's 132 is admitted.
Before we put that up, Mr. Jones, I just want to make sure you understand something about these emails. You understand that when your attorney
He has a
sent me
sinus
the whole
infection? Okay.
phone, he didn't mean to do that. You understand that?
Objection, Your Honor.
I just want to make sure this is not discovery.
Well, I do think it's important that, since we're discussing all of this, that the jury understands discovery is a process that occurs and concludes well before trial. What the lawyers say is in evidence, so we don't know whether it was on accident or on purpose. Because we don't have evidence about that. But what we do know is that it wasn't properly turned over when it should have been. There's no question, Mr. Jones.
Yeah.
So you need to ask a question that is not cause for speculation. And even if Mr. Jones does know, he would have gotten that information from Mr. Reynal, his attorney, and so it would be protected, most likely.
Most likely.
Yeah,
Mr.
because
Jones, you know what Bates numbers are, right?
it's the optics that he did it for.
We've talked about the MIG.
I believe that's these.
Trump stakes.
No, you're talking about an exhibit sticker.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember we've talked in deposition before that there are Bates numbers on the bottoms of documents that your company produces for this lawsuit. And they start with FSSTX. And then they have a long number.
Helicopter,
Okay.
thank you very much.
No Bates number on this, is there?
But it was, I gave it to the lawyers, like I told you, at the start of this testimony.
Mr. Jones,
Yeah.
Mr. Jones, I know it's hard, but I know you can do it.
All right.
The question, there's no base number on this document,
No, there's
is
not.
there? Thank you, and please don't interrupt me or the lawyers.
Let's display 132. Let's go to the last two messages. Can you pull those up?
Yeah.
Mr. Fruge? How do I say his name, Mr. Jones?
Forget.
All right, so Mr. Fruge, you would agree with me that pretty much every day he sends you an update on how much the store has sold, and sometimes he lets you know how much profit you made, right?
Yes.
Okay. And in this message, he says 110 gross sales in food equates to almost 70K pure profit. That's what he told you.
Holy
That's
shit.
what that says, and that's not what it does, so this, I have a question about it, so.
Fucking liar. It's all overpriced
Can
shit.
we go up to the... Yeah, hey, Mr. Jones? Did you respond with a question?
I don't know.
I don't know. let's pull up the big book. Yeah, that one.
Built like a gay frog.
This shows some of the totals per day, right? Is that right?
Yes,
Okay. And so this is something Mr. Fruge would send you from time to time. right?
yes.
Okay. All right, you can take that down, Nancy. I think it's clear, would you agree with me, to everyone in this courtroom, that the statement that you only get 20% or 40% profit margin on food was not true?
No, I could bring those numbers in here and show you that.
Well, I asked you for those numbers. I asked you for those numbers, and I didn't get them. And instead, now I have this text message that says something totally different. Do you think, in those circumstances, anyone should believe a word you say?
I'm confused by that because that's not the margin on it. I wish that was the margin.
So full of shit. He's so why didn't you hand this shit over then? Why did they have to search for it like this, Alex? You're a liar.
I'm going to show you what's in Mark Plaintiff's 134. It's more messages. Mr. Fruge, isn't it?
Oh, what the fuck? I'm trying to shut this shit down here. Go away. Go away. Go away.
Yeah, these were our best sale numbers ever. I remember this. This was during CPAC.
I'd like to move 134 into evidence this time.
Any objection?
See the relevance, Your Honor, frankly. The food processing numbers in 2020.
I will make that connection very quickly. If you want to see what I would like or discuss it, then check in.
So the only objection is relevance. Mr. Jones has recognized it, so I will overrule the objection and admit plaintiff's exhibit 134.
Let's go ahead and bring up the poll. Before you do that, one of the things that I think we've heard a lot of in this courtroom is how you've lost millions, lost everything. And the deplatforming, all of it, has caused you to lose everything, right? Have we heard that?
Not everything.
Indeed. Can we bring up this vote, Melissa? Now, we've seen some revenue numbers. You remember that in Plaintiff's Exhibit 35 that you testified about? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And in those
He's going to
revenue
show
figures, you
after
would agree
he's
with me
deplatformed.
that generally speaking, between 2016 and 2018, InfoWars was making somewhere between $100 and $2,000 a day in sales. You agree
Yes.
with that? Okay. And we see
Jesus
here
Christ.
that that's not always true, is it? That some days you're making $800,000, $745,000 a day, right?
Yeah, you guys cherry picked the best numbers we ever had. That's why I remember this.
Right, Mr. Jones. So what I'm saying is, well after your deplatforming, your numbers kept getting better. You kept having better days.
No, it's deplatforming. It's gone down. This was CPAC. Because I remember these numbers.
Sure. But you know, the problem is, Mr. Jones, I have the very limited years of revenue that you've provided, but I don't have anything else, do I, from you on that? Not in
Thank you,
self-defense.
Dawson. How are
Right?
you? Helicopter.
You guys have been
thank you
given the
very
gross
much.
numbers that they're accurate.
Okay, Mr. Jones. $800,000 a day. If you cut that pace up, which I don't know what you did the rest of the year, because I don't have it.
Well, that's one day out of here.
I'm asking you, Mr. Jones, please let me finish my question. Can you do that for him? You need to respond verbally so she understands.
Yes.
You type it down. Thank you, Mr. Jones. If you're able to keep up that pace for the rest of that year, if you're able to launch more of these specials and sales, and you can keep going at $800,000.
Yeah, predict enough BS. Eventually, you get a few
That'll come
right.
out to an average of something like $300 million in a year. That's about right.
Gross, yes.
$300 million. And then I think we saw your revenues from 20, so we saw a few months of 2015 on the beginning of that document, right? Do you remember that document you relied on and testified about?
Yeah, the guy's what is he? Someone say he's worth 250 million. Those numbers are definitely. I wonder what he does now. This is still when he was on YouTube and shit.
Plaintiff's Exhibit 35?
I mean, I saw it, yes.
Okay. And it had a couple of months from 2015 on it, but not a whole lot of sales on that, right?
I believe so.
Okay. So we're mainly just talking about 2016, 2018.
What's up, Honor
Remember that?
Connor?
165 million. You remember testifying to
Yes.
that? Okay. And I know you testified about your profit margins, but I think we've seen that now. That you were saying that's gross.
Hold on.
So that maybe
Alex
you have to calculate what your
Jones
profit is. Right?
net worth.
But after
I'm
seeing
sorry, I need a yes or no.
Yes.
Thank
But
you.
after seeing all of that, all of those millions and millions and millions, hundreds of millions, are you aware?
He
that your
could be
attorney
worth
has already-
anywhere from 135 million to 270 million.
This is what you should pay for the damages that your company admits under oath through your corporate representative it caused. Were you aware of that? $1? Were you aware?
Yes, I know we were,
Do you agree with that?
do I agree with it?
$1. Is that? We done? I'll pay it for you. Are we done?
What does the New York Times do for lying about WMDs?
I don't think there's any point in asking you any more questions.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Reno?
Yeah, Coach.
Me?
Briefly.
Yes? Wait.
Yet whenever a news station lies, they should be held accountable. No shit, Alex. No, I'm not. No one's taking that away. But how you laser focused in, literally mocked parents crying. There's video evidence of him doing that from Sandy Hook going, oh, literally, it's disgusting. Fuck your whataboutisms, dude. You gotta deal with the consequences too. His head is a meatball with a beard. His head is a meatball with a beard.
Mr. Jones? You've trusted your lawyers to produce the relevant documents?
Yes.
You've cooperated with us in every way?
Yes.
And you've trusted us to do a good job and turn over what we need to turn over?
Yes.
When we're supposed to turn it over?
Yes.
No further questions.
Anything else, Mr. Bankston?
No, I think we're done with Mr. Hunt.
All right. Well, at this time, I'm gonna
Nah, there's some nasty ass meatballs, man.
just step them down, please, sir. Thank you. I'm going to send my jury back. You know the drill by now. If you have questions for Mr. Jones, and only if, this is an opportunity, not a requirement, you may each individually write them down. I would like to go ahead and finish this before lunch. So go ahead and do those questions. Any questions
Why did I just burp Philip?
you have right at the beginning of the break.
Yeah, I would say 95% of pre-made meatballs are disgusting.
Remember all of my instructions. There can be no conversation between you about anything that has happened so far. All right, you may be excused.
All rise.
And if you'll shut the door, please. Thank you.
All right, let's skip.
All right, So, Mr. Jones, you'll have to wait in the hallway for this
All right,
process.
never mind. No skipping.
Not right by the door, but also not so far away that we can't get you. Does that
All
make
right, got it.
sense?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. Everyone may be seated. Any other, I kind of just want to wait here for questions.
I'm gonna go take a big shit right now.
They get them to us.
If you don't mind me using the restroom.
I was just gonna say, do people need a break?
That would be great, Your Honor.
All right, then we'll take no more than 10 minutes if at all possible.
Absolutely,
Thank
Your
you.
Honor. Right back.
All right. Now, I want to just confirm Mr. Jones is in the hallway and not right outside the door. Perfect. And
Yeah, he kind of does walk like a
this part is
penguin.
not on the record. This first question is kind of complicated, so bear with me. There is a theory called mass shooting contagion that posits the effect media has on inspiring future mass casualty events. From coverage of previous events. Oh, that's
Yeah, I gotta take a massive shit right now.
not a second. Let me start over. There's a theory called mass shooting contagion that posits the effect media has on inspiring
Filipinos
future
are-
mass casualty events from coverage of previous events. Are the media that report on these events accountable for any damages that occur from their reporting? If the answer is yes, what accountability do you accept for the actions of your listeners and guests? And if the answer is no, why doesn't free speech system capitalize on the opportunity to act better than the mainstream, in quotes, media by not asserting information recklessly in their reporting? And why does it not attempt to minimize harm from their reporting? That's question one. Question two. I know the world thinks of everything in law as criminal. This is a civil trial. No one is guilty. No one is convicted. So I wouldn't want to.
Okay, Albatross, I'll check it out. That's pretty awesome. Okay.
Free speech systems has already been convicted of defamation. However, it is important for me in the assessment of damages to hear an answer to the following. So all of that is just preamble anyway. In 2006, Christopher Hitchens, in an article for Slate magazine regarding the issue of worldwide news media that refused to publish cartoons that were deemed offensive to some members of the Muslim faith, an issue that later, in 2015, escalated with the slaying of 12 employees of Charlie Hebdo, stated, "A civil society means that free expression trumps the emotions of anyone to whom free expression might be inconvenient. What are your thoughts on this statement?" So I don't think we can come back to it, but think about that.
Or he's just shitting his pants right now. You know he's having like stress diarrhea in the bathroom.
I don't think I can ask this question because I don't understand it. It says, what true you were looking from Sandy Hook tragedy? I don't know what that is trying to ask, unfortunately. Why do you think Sandy Hook was a conspiracy? Are you going to change the way you present your news or comments on your show based on what is happening today?
Someone wrote
Your
she has nice.
employees have appreciated.
Matt Claire wrote she has nice cock rings in her ears. Oh god, I'm gonna go piss and get some more coffee. I'll be right back. Kaden, you must have read my mind. I'm getting off my fat lazy ass to get some coffee. Please, I encourage you.
Try to relax your anus.
Breasts.
got caffeinated seltzer. I'll need it. Oh. I know how to fix it. Try to relax your butthole. Make sure it's feeling supple. Try to relax your butthole.
Try to relax your anus. Your shoulders.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to relax your anus. Yeah. Try to relax your anus.
All right. I was pro Alex during Bohemian Grove, CFR, Bilderberg, Illuminati days. Yeah, pretty much me too. But when he started to shift to Republican politics and Trump, I saw that he changed, and then it was jumped off Alex. Yeah, I jumped off of like 2010-ish. I realized what he was about. Can I get some DSP snorts? Do I still have the snort on here? Do I have the snort? I don't think I do. This is all I got.
Wash your balls.
Breasts, 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 breasts.
Your ability to tell the truth and how you allow them to express their own creativity and individual personalities. In light of their obvious loyalty, would you take personal responsibility for their actions and decisions while at work for FSS InfoWars?
Hand jobs all around.
If you are genuinely sorry and regretful about how your words caused harm to grieving parents,
Nah, if he's stressed and he has diarrhea shits.
how do you plan to show rather than just tell that you are sorry? Would you, for instance, join and promote Ms. Scarlett
He's absolutely having diarrhea shits.
Lewis's Choose Love movement to help make our world a better place for our children? Going forward, would you consider providing better training to your employees about
Hand jobs all around.
individuals involved in a tragic event
Yeah,
or taking a
jobs.
stance on government or globalist agendas? As a person wary about and questioning authenticity of clipped videos, how much precaution do you plan to take with clipped videos presented on your own show?
This is kind of
What
boring.
dates were Exhibit 134 from? By not asserting information recklessly in their reporting, and why does it not
That's why I thought it was.
capitalize on the
There we go. What's up, True Dark Mason? Anything here spicy that I may have missed? No. Nothing. Man, he's taking, what is he taking, a power shit?
This is your life now.
This is your life now.
Or you can bring the jury in.
All these snake oil salesmen are going to get metaphorically wrecked. I have to make sure I say metaphorically because they'll be the first to decry victimhood. Hey, Rich, why don't you create folders on your soundboard? You could have a DSP folder, a tickled. Yeah, I got to organize it better. You are right. Yeah, he's taking a hate shit like DSP.
You may be seated. Great, Mr. Jones, what happens now is a little different. I'm going to read some questions to you, and you answer them.
Okay.
You need to answer the question exactly as it's
This should be
presented.
interesting. This should be
Nothing
interesting.
extra. If you don't understand it, you tell me that, okay?
Okay.
There is a theory called mass shooting contagion that posits the effect media has on inspiring future mass casualty events from coverage of previous events. Are the media that report on these events accountable for any damages that occur from their reporting?
The studies do show that hyping up shootings causes more shootings, and talking about the shooters does that. And I think that all the media contributes to copycats, but they have a First Amendment right, and it's just part of the world we
So
live in.
I wanna just ask you to answer the question. Are the media that report on these events accountable for any damages that occur from their reporting?
No.
Okay. If no, why doesn't free speech systems capitalize on the opportunity to act better than the, quote, mainstream media, unquote, by not asserting information recklessly in their reporting? And why does it not attempt to minimize harm?
Hasn't he been on a live stream with Alex Jones? Like, hasn't that literally happened? It's fucking amazing. Where it was like Geeks and Gamers. I hate that fucking name. I hate that fucking name with a passion. Geeks and fucking Gamers. Who else was on there? Who else was part of that shit show? Who?
From their reporting.
I agree. I've learned a lot more about mass shootings now, and that's why we had 1/100th the coverage of Uvalde we would normally have. And I think that was even too much. But you've got to still report something happened, but statistically it's terrible what happens, but it's very small compared to, say, automobile accidents. So I think we should report on what the big death numbers are, like famine worldwide. 60+ million have died just the last 3 years.
All right.
So,
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Why do you think Sandy Hook was a conspiracy?
All right. Shut the fuck up, Mr. Jones.
Because I had seen so many other things in history that were declassified that had been staged or completely made up, that when...
Wait, It's a Gundam was on that podcast with Alex Jones, too? Oh. Kills me, because I like a lot of It's a Gundam shit. Don't call them geeks, call them freaks and haters. That name is so fucking cliche and corny. Geeks and Gamers.
You're a hammer, everything starts looking like a nail. And I saw really powerful forces politicize it and blame gun owners. And so I guess this is a conscious level. I felt offended. I knew I was innocent and that I hadn't done what Adam Lanza did. So I think we subconsciously didn't want to believe it because it was being blamed collectively on gun owners. And that's, in retrospect, years later, when I realized that I did used to go overboard and believe everything was staged, or almost everything. And so it's definitely been a learning process in dealing with that. That's why I thought it was staged. There were people out there that a lot of things that sounded credible, and I'd seen so much stuff that was. I've seen so much stuff that.
Thank you.
Breasts.
Going back over what you already
Yes.
discussed. Are you going to change the way you present your news and comments on your show based on what is happening today?
Yes, I'm going to do my best because I've never been like the corporate media that lies on purpose. but we've definitely made big mistakes, and it's been terrible for everybody involved.
Yeah, the corporate media lies on purpose. I agree, but you did hear it, and the thing about it that made it worse, and they get sued too. Like Fox News has been sued. I think MSNBC has been sued too. Is how laser honed your precision your attacks were. That's what made it extra gross.
Including myself, and so I really do want to try to change things and hopefully be a more positive force when it comes to...
Yeah, but you don't think I've called out all of mainstream media. It doesn't matter. Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, they all were fucking sucking Bush's dick over the Iraq war. Anyone who spoke against it, even journalists, Donahue, Ashley Banfield, got blacklisted. But whataboutisms don't take away from what he did.
Issues like mass shootings.
Your employees have appreciated your ability to tell the truth and how you allowed them to express their own creativity and individual personalities. In light of their obvious loyalty, would you take personal responsibility for their actions and decisions while at work?
They were all sucking Bush's dick. Doesn't matter if left wing. I don't consider CNN and MSNBC. They're just fucking corporate. They were all rah rah. Go to Iraq again.
Free speech systems and InfoWars.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, I am responsible for what they do.
Thank you. If you are genuinely sorry and regretful about how your words caused harm to grieving parents,
who has a bushy dick? Bushy dick. You're crumbling on my table. Bushy dick. Bushy dick. Bushy dick.
how do you plan to show rather than just tell that you are sorry? Would you, for instance, join...
Apparently he, like, destroyed his larynx from screaming every single fucking day. I mean, he never, when he was younger, he didn't sound anything like he does now. He didn't look anything like he does now.
...and promote Ms. Lewis's Choose Love movement?
He looks like he looks like he ate the other Alex Jones. Oh, God.
Help make our world a better place for our children.
Absolutely, regardless of how this goes. I would invite her on the show in person next week. I would invite her and Neil. I think she's a great person. I apologize to legitimately. I would love to invite you guys on the show regardless. So you can actually come meet the people, come on. And I think it'll be huge for everybody to see that. And I want that. I'm more concerned about that than I'm even monetary stuff. And because I do not want to be the Sandy Hook guy, and I want to show the world that what's been misrepresented is not.
Sounds like a predator that got caught on To Catch a Predator. Like he's trying to save face now.
Not who I am, but I have done some things that are wrong, and I didn't do it on purpose, and I apologize, and I want to make it better. Because
going forward, would you consider providing better...
Did I really just sing a song about bushy dick to a bird? Yes, I did.
Breasts, 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 breasts. Breasts. Breasts.
Try to relax your anus.
Breasts.
This is your life now.
Yeah!
You're a bird. Go fuck yourself.
Breasts.
Training to your employees about how to be sensitive to individuals involved in a tragic event while still taking a stance on government or globalist agendas?
Yes, absolutely, and we've been trying to do that, and I was planning to shut down InfoWars 6 years ago when I got married. I promised my wife, I love the crew, I'm sick of this, and then I got stuck in this fight with the system and everything else that's going on, and now I'm going to continue InfoWars to make it even better, and because other people have said they want to use this case to shut me down.
You, again, don't tell us anything about anyone else has said.
Understand.
That is hearsay, disregard any hearsay. And I want you just to really, just answer the question.
Oh, yes.
Nothing else. As a person wary about and questioning the authenticity of clipped videos, how much precaution do you plan to take with the clipped videos presented on your own show?
We take way more precaution now than even mainstream media because our listeners get mad if we put something out that's fake. And it has been a long time since we did that.
Oh, bullshit. Your listeners are so brainwashed. You could literally say anything to them and they'll believe you. That's why people grift to that kind of base so hard. Doesn't fucking matter.
And we did do one 3 weeks ago, and I rarely smash stuff, but I did smash it in my office. And because it pissed me off so bad.
Send me a link to it on Twitter, that boy.
What do you call those? Deep fake video. They're so good now that I've developed an allergy to this stuff. Like, I don't want to be wrong, and I don't want to try to lie like the corporate media does on purpose. And we did air one about the CEO of Pfizer, who does enough bad stuff on his own without us putting it. We didn't do it. It looked so good on Twitter that we put a fake video out.
All right, thank you. The defense has testified InfoWars mentioned Sandy Hook less than 0.5% of the time. Is it your stance that there should be no punishment for breaking the law as long as it is done only on rare occasions?
Can you read that again, please?
Yes, I can. The defense has testified InfoWars mentions Sandy Hook less than 0.5% of the time. Is it your stance that there should be no punishment for breaking the law?
I apologize for texting right now because where my kids were, they didn't have water for a bit. It's fixed. Just wanted to make sure everything's all right.
As long as it's done only on rare occasions.
Well, this is civil, but there is a law of right and wrong, and we have paid a massive price for the mistakes we made.
Okay, Mr. Jones.
Yes, read it again, please.
Is it your stance that there should be no punishment for breaking the law as long as it's done only on rare occasions? Yes or no?
That's, it's not. No, I don't think even the people do.
Jesus. Simple question. Should you break the law or not? Should you? It's a simple question. It's not hard.
Stuff on accident, I think they're still somewhat culpable. But
I understand what you, for proper journalism, sometimes you got to stretch the law. I know what people are going to say. I'm not stupid. But come on.
I did not do this consciously.
No, Mr. Jones,
right.
That's not the question. What is your definition of blue collar?
I'm talking about people who I think are great, who are working so hard that they don't have time to be involved in the weird esoteric bubbles of the liberals or the conservatives or anybody. I can't even keep track of what the liberals are doing or the conservatives, the libertarians or the transhumanists.
So your definition of blue collar is people who work so hard they can't follow all these things you're saying. What is your definition of blue collar?
My definition of blue collar is the working man and woman who keep their head down and keep the whole world running, and in my experience, generally are not even paying attention to politics.
Where did you get the idea that jury are all blue collar?
I mean, I've seen statistically, I read...
But what does that matter? That means they would be less biased towards you. They don't know anything about you.
Well, in news articles in Austin that a lot of times it's.
Okay, don't tell us what you've read, remember?
Where did I hear?
No.
What did I think?
Yeah, it's a bad question. Where did you get the idea? Because if the place you got the idea is from someone else, then you can't tell us that. So it's a tricky question for me to ask you. I'll agree with that. Okay. What compensation would you believe to be appropriate?
What compensation do I think appropriate? Despite these numbers that were presented the best week we ever had, that's when COVID was starting, and there was a run on storable food nationwide, and so they.
Mr. Jones.
No, I'm
Yeah, he has to add the sob story in. They can't help it. They can't. Everything's a sob story, dude. You're worth from anywhere from 135 million and 270 million. Shut the fuck up with your sob story.
Saying.
We don't.
Well,
What
speaking of
compensation would you believe to be appropriate? It doesn't really matter about that.
I understand, but I can answer the question however I wish. I'm not barred from talking about where we're at financially.
No, you are at this stage. Right now, the question is what compensation would be appropriate?
Any compensation above $2 million will sink us and we'll be shut down.
No, appropriate, not to you. Appropriate for what happened to them.
I mean, I think it's appropriate for whatever you decide you want to do,
Okay.
and because I'm really.
That's a great answer. Thank you. Have you ever made the distinction while live on air to your viewers that you are speaking as a pundit and not as a journalist?
Thousands and thousands of times that this is my opinion. You should research what I'm saying. All the stuff we're covering is other people's opinions. You need to look into this.
I haven't watched him enough to confirm or deny that.
When I'm really sure about something, I'll be definitive about it sometimes, and I'm usually right. But we constantly, I mean, this is talk radio on TV. We constantly explain these are people's opinions, these are debates, these are ideas. In fact, I even used to play an intro that said the views expressed here aren't necessarily those of the host, the guest, the callers, or the station. It's a standard thing.
Are you aware that this jury consists of 16 intelligent, fair-minded citizens who are not being improperly influenced in any way?
Yes, I don't think that you are operatives. I don't think that you are part of a false flag. I don't think that you are bad people. I think you're good people. And I just am very, very critical about the whole process that I've been through so far, where I've given, I believed, everything over. And then I'm always told we didn't.
She's about to tell him to stop again. Yo. Oh my God! Look at them! Look at both of their faces! Look at both of their faces! Yo, I need that! I need that! Oh, come on! What is it again? Windows. What is the fucking thing to clip that? Win Shift S. Yeah, but I want it. I'm gonna have to go in the video and get it. Full screen snip. I'll take a full screen snip for now. But I'm gonna go in the video later and get that. That is fucking gold. Look at that. Son, that is amazing. That is the best. Both of their faces just sum up this trial completely. Yeah, I got it. I got it. I got it. I print screens so the time is there. I don't know what I'll need it for, but I'll just put it on Twitter or some shit because it's so good.
Even though we're seeing it. And so that's why I'm really concerned, because a lot has been misrepresented.
You wandered off the question.
Okay.
Do you feel you're getting a fair trial, and if not, why not? But
I'm barred from saying.
Succinctly, please.
I believe the globalists are trying to butt fuck me.
I have been found guilty by a judge, and I thought in America you're found guilty by juries or innocent.
There's no guilty or innocence in civil court.
I understand.
It's liable or not. Not
Well-
guilty. So please don't use the, and you're not a lawyer, that's fine.
Okay, well, I've been found liable, okay, so by a judge, and in all the other cases coming up, I've already been found. So this is a dangerous new system they're setting up, and if people want to get rid of that and get rid of America, it's okay. I understand. We're an old republic, maybe time for us to go, okay? But if
How many employees does InfoWars have currently?
we've got about 80 workers and contractors, and well, about 80.
What was the annual revenue of InfoWars in the most recent fiscal year?
I don't have that number in front of me, but it was, I would imagine 60, 70 million. Those have been our biggest years, or 60 or 70 million gross. And so if the question is,
Yes, he's really doing this right now. Absolutely.
how much money am I making?
No, the question is, what was the annual revenue of InfoWars in the most recent fiscal year? But I think you said you don't know. Do you know or not?
It is like $70 million right around there.
What are some specific changes you've made to your business processes to increase oversight and accountability at InfoWars?
I mean, I think I've explained to people we're not just some little internet show, and I'm telling myself this when I'm telling them that you need to really pay attention to what you're doing, because everything you say is going to get looked at and zoomed in on, and even if you didn't mean it for harm, it can be turned around for harm, so you need to really realize you have power. It's like the Spider-Man thing, with great power comes great responsibility. And I definitely have underestimated how powerful InfoWars was, because I'm always thinking of myself as small, and you know, and then I've only realized the last 4 or 5 years how big we are.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. I appreciate
Oh,
your time.
she was about to. Okay, she was literally. I think he sensed it. Like, all right, I need to stop now. She's gonna tell me to stop.
Testimony. You may return to council table.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Reynolds, you have another witness for us.
I do not, Your Honor.
So defense rests.
Yes, Your Honor.
Plaintiff rests and closed.
What did he say about Uncle Ben? I missed that. He really quoted Spider. Yeah, he did quote Spider-Man. Yeah.
All right.
Breastfeed it, 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 breastfeed it.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that concludes the evidence in this case. It is now necessary for the attorneys and myself to spend some time preparing the charge for
Yeah.
submission to you.
Spider Sammy's
I'm not
stop.
able to know in advance
I can't believe he
exactly
did that.
how long it will take. It generally takes longer than we think. We have been working on it in the evenings and on breaks. We still have more work to do. It's 12:30.
It's
I'm
so
gonna try to get it
ridiculous,
done over
Gaming
lunch.
Interactive.
Your lunch is waiting for you. So I'm not going to give you an end time.
I'm the Green
We'll try
Goblin.
to be back in an hour and a half, so don't wait to eat. But you're going to be on recess until now, until I bring you back. Please remember, the evidence is concluded, but you have not yet been sent to deliberate. This means you may not yet discuss the case. And as always, you still
Might
may
have the
not
Alex
do
Jones
any
call.
research into anything about
It's
this.
pretty crazy, man.
So go and enjoy
It's
your
fucking
lunch,
nuts.
and we'll see you as soon as we can. Thank you.
All rise.
And if you'll just shut the door. Thank you. That works like this. Okay, you may be seated. I don't have a current version of the you're in charge. Ms. Ward, I don't know if you were able to get that finished for us. Can you bring it out if you were? The one you have is out of date.
I've done that before,
I'm going
Susha.
to release our alternate jurors
I've done
before
that.
deliberations.
I just let out a powerful
So I think
fart,
the
by the way. Yeah, is there anything else here that's
Different ways of replacing, but traditionally in the bifurcated proceeding, we held the alternates in case something happened.
Do you want more than one?
If it pleases the board.
I'm asking because I'm willing to print more than one for you. Would you like it?
And if you're given a choice, you can use a couple different words. Sometimes injury is not appropriate in every case. Sometimes ordinary care is not appropriate in every case. Just spread it out. But in this case,
What happened? It's still in here. Oh, I did imply take it out. I thought those were already removed.
okay,
I don't think we need any italics. Do you think we need
correct.
some?
Once the word is chosen, the italicized does not.
Right, sorry, I was not clear. I wasn't clear. I think I said something like, I don't like the italicized words instead of removed, like unitalicized, but that's what I meant.
No, I mean, there was just a
all right? So fuck him. He got roasted in court. Yeah, hope he gets roasted more. I need something that's not going to put me. Wait. Demanding it is. Oh no! Did I just stumble into the hornet's nest?
This is how I play the game.
Try to relax your anus.
Fart is powerful.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fuck.
Yes, you get a bunch of sounds.
I filled out a fucking hit hole!
breasts,
Good intro, dude.
And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Now, one quick thing I want to completely clear the air with and get out of the way.
There's a difference between, okay, I watch the video, I believe it or I don't, I make a judgment for myself. Or, oh, I have a following on the internet. Alright? I have a ridiculous amount of subscribers and viewers on my channel. Today I have nothing to do. I have no content to put out for my viewers. So what I'm
Dude, I always have other stuff I could talk about. You're just entertaining.
going to do is I'm going to watch videos that outright state that they are defamatory against Darkseid Phil. Exposing him, conspiracy theory. I'm going to watch it, right? And then I'm going to talk about it to all of my viewers. And then I'm going to actually pull a publicity stunt to try to get, attention for myself.
Oh, it wasn't a
Because, Rich, that's what
publicity
you did,
stunt. I didn't even
right?
think of
That's
that.
literally what you did.
I
You had
literally
no
didn't
content to
think
put
of
out for
that.
that day.
I swear on my fucking kids, I did not think of that, Phil, that I was making some kind of statement. But I do have to shit now, though.
breasts,
This is your life now.
Let's continue.
And you said, instead of working hard to put out meaningful content for my viewers, let's do drama content at the expense of others so I can make a buck today. That's literally what you did, Rich, okay? And you did it at my expense.
God.
And I don't appreciate that, and I'm fucking pissed at you. I'm gonna lay down the law, Rich. Either you fucking apologize to me for what you did, or fuck off and never come back to my streams. It's one or the other.
Why am I toxic?
I guess I'm never going back to his streams again. Sorry, Phil. And I'm not sorry for the reason that you want me to be sorry for. Oh. Thank God I just took a dump.
More toxic, more toxic.
No, this is different from yesterday.
You can't have it both ways. I'm not even saying you have to be a fan or say you believe or disbelieve in
or parts of it are the same.
what you watch. I don't give a fuck. But you need to apologize to me for trying to fucking get publicity and drama and clickbait views on my
Phil, but you make
my fucking behalf. Alright? I don't want anything to do with you anymore if this is how you're gonna fucking behave. People have been saying it in my chat. It's like bipolar. One day, you're a fan of mine and you'll come, you'll throw super chat. The other day, oh, Phil's a fucking terrible person and you
Have I ever once uttered the words terrible person out of my mouth about Phil? I've called him a dick before. Have I ever said that Phil is... I've actually said the exact opposite. Do I think Phil's a bad guy? No. I've never said that, but this is like what they hear. They filter like any kind of criticism into an attack.
you know, I gotta cancel my membership and blah, blah, blah. Fuck off. Then don't come back. Because when you do this, you derail my content.
Phil, listen. Your behavior is toxic.
Every month, this is the tightest part of the month for me. It just is, all right?
Yeah, I think so too, Real Sane. Like, it's a Gundam set again. Once people want to stop trolling him, that's when I think it's going to be really over for Phil. Because if people didn't... Like, this is the thing that he doesn't understand. He's his own worst enemy, but at the same time, him being his own worst enemy is what keeps people interested. Once people stop being interested in him tripping over himself every day, multiple times a day, who's going to... Like, he's not really an interesting streamer to watch. Look, man, I know I've had a bad habit recently of being on my phone a little bit more than I should be. Well, a lot more than I should be, and I'm going to stop that. But he just, like, I've watched streams from Phil, and I said this before this happened, so it's not me saying it from an ass hurt perspective, because I'm genuinely not. If he's not complaining, I mean, there's times where he could actually be pretty engaging, but those are rare. Because he doesn't seem interested in the games he's playing. And when he's not, that he's either that or complaining.
The good news is I have some extra money from last week left over to put towards these bills. All right? The bad news is I don't have enough money to even pay just the bills yet, and I have to raise enough between now and Wednesday to not only pay...
I told him that he shouldn't do this, and he told me to fuck off, and he blocked me from the chat. I don't understand why it's so hard to get that this is not how to handle your business, Phil. But maybe at this point it is, because I don't think you've done such irreparable damage that I think if once you stop begging and people can't troll you for the begging, there's going to be really no one left to watch. I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm sure he'll take it as that because that's Phil.
Pay these bills, but then have money for my day off on Thursday. So, if you guys like my content, if you support it, and if you are already planning on supporting...
Does he save anything, you think, for taxes at all? Or is he just going to be in a constant cycle of paying multiple years of back taxes? I don't need you to answer that for me. It's rhetorical.
Supporting my stuff this week. I urge you, if you have the choice to control how you contribute, like, oh, today I was either going to renew my membership, or I was going to do a super chat, or I was going to tip Phil, all right? Tip me. The tips are what I can put directly towards my bills for this week. The tips are what I need help with right now.
Give me your money.
Well, here's the thing, Lemon Cat, because Lemon Cat says,
give me your money, but give me your money specifically the way I want you to give me your money.
Why don't you tell people to avoid doing smaller tips, combine it into a single larger tip? I feel like that's gets going too far, all right? Let me say why he said that. Because every time you send a tip on PayPal, you may not be aware.
I feel it's going too far. This is the guy who literally begs for money to essentially get his groceries the next day. But that we're begging for a certain amount all of a sudden is a bridge too far. Yeah, I think I'm going to make a video on DSP apologize. Yeah, let me message my editor right now. This one is a worthwhile reason to pick up my phone. Yeah. Does anyone have like the unedited version of Phil demanding an apology from me? Where is that from? I need to find it. Oh man. Because if I go by one of these, you know what he's going to say. I'll watch that. I'm actually streaming when you sent that to me. We need, if DSP is demanding an apology from me, we need to make a video on it. Breaking news. Get the birds out. Spread my cheeks and go to town.
Transaction fee. Okay? So for example, if you send me one $5 tip, it'll probably cost like $5.50.
His content hasn't progressed since like, okay, I guess when he 2013, because that's when he begrudgingly went over to actual direct capture. So 2013, he hasn't, minus the fact that he live streams it now instead of just uploading gameplay. Yeah, he hasn't changed a fucking thing.
Maybe. I'm just guessing. I don't know. If you send 5 $1 tips, that's going to cost you like $7.50 because each tip has a transaction fee. You see? Now, some people prefer to send the smaller tips because, oh, I want to have 5 messages that Phil will read out, right? And I get that. But I guess Lemon Cat's trying to look out for people. And I understand that. I totally understand that. But I'm not here to tell you how to contribute, you know, how often, the size of the contribution. That'd be ridiculous. I certainly don't have that kind of control over anyone. Do what you want. But it is a good suggestion. It seriously is a good suggestion. If you wanted to, you know, save money on the multiple transaction fees, you probably want to put it all into one tip. It's actually a valid point, okay?
Share with a bigger amount and make them bigger so that way they're more significant, you know?
I'm not someone who's demanding. I'm not someone who's going to be like, oh, man, well, you were always a contributor. You can't help me today. That's so ungrateful. That's so entitled. That's so fucked up.
He has no self-awareness whatsoever.
Someone could be, you know, be a very supportive person today and can't tomorrow, and that's okay. There's people who've been super fans of my content, and they're just like, you know what, I'm just not interested in your content anymore. Good luck. I wish you luck in your life. I hope that everything good comes to you. Thank you for supporting me in the moment that you could. That's the mentality I've...
Yeah, isn't it just like, I've heard this before, and it keeps reoccurring. Isn't it just like a few, like, people that really... That's such a weird, like... No data. Why is it saying no data? Did my stream die? Nope, it's back. That must be a weird feeling to know that only like a few, like, yeah, I have 800 plus people here. Sometimes there's 1,000, sometimes there's 600, but there's a decent amount where it's a mishmash of people that are supporting with super chats and memberships and things like that. It must be weird if it's like the same few people. Like, so you literally have a handful of people who are essentially keeping you financially afloat. That's odd. That's really strange.
I've always had. And I'm not going to be some kind of an ungrateful dick because one person was supporting, oh, I canceled my membership, so now I'm going to have sour grapes about it. No, of course not.
Well, oh, because I have a platform, sorry.
Thank you so much for the time that you were able to support me in any way. That's the only reason I'm here. I'm well aware the only reason I'm right here doing this for a living is because of you guys actually crowdfunding me and telling me how much you like the content, because I don't have sponsorships, no partnerships, there's no transactions going on here, I'm not selling anything. It's all about you just saying, we like you, man. Here you go, we'll help you when we can. And I appreciate that, okay?
I had to lie about things because I had to protect my family, right? All right, Rich, goodbye.
We did react to Jones, Spinoza's. We reacted to Jones for a very long time. A multi-part stream.
Enjoy your permanent ban and don't come back to my streams. Being a fucking idiot gonna cause problems. All right, goodbye. Here we go.
So again, quick reminder, everyone, if you want to see more fun variety on the streams, including fighting games other than Street Fighter, please support Multiverses, alright? This is the first of many nights where support's been slow.
I don't know where Pig Roach came from with him.
I say something about it, usually second half of the stream, near the end of the stream, someone supports, which is really nice, but it would be nice if people would just support it in general, right? I don't know why.
I think DSP is generally interesting. I almost forgot, skipped your super chat, gaming politician. For 5 minutes, then he becomes unbearable. Literal definition of white noise. And yes, well, I am going to go into that stuff, but I mean, like, there's times where he tells a story. Like I said, he can make going out to his mailbox, make like he was wrestling giant bears naked in the woods. But it's generally him looking bored at a game. There's exceptions. He was actually fairly entertaining, admittedly, during the Super Castlevania 4 stream. But he just has the wrong outlook on all of this, man. And that's what everyone's fascinated with, and he just doesn't get it. But like I said, maybe at this point, that's his saving grace. Because he's painted himself into a corner, and if he stops begging, essentially, no one will pay attention.
Why people don't seem to like the game that's the hottest fighting game. It has the most amount of players, the most viewers on streams. It's the hottest game at EVO this year. You know, I don't know what to tell you. It's like people want to rally against everything that makes logical sense on my
Yeah. Well, I still spam the clap.
streams to prove me wrong. Like, oh, Phil likes a game? Phil's actually liking a hot new game? Oh, well, fuck him then. That's what it seems like. Oh, Phil wants to play old school Street Fighter. Well, we're not gonna. We play something new. So I play the hot new game and I'm actually liking it. Oh, well, fuck him. Oh, it sucks. The game sucks.
Phil, because it's like 15 to 20% of the reason why people watch a streamer is the actual game. Like, it's not the entire reason, dude. That's not even... It's a small portion. They tune into the person because they're interested in their personality. The goof. I've learned DSP to not be like DSP when I come back full time. Yes. What he does do the exact opposite of. He should never understand or become any more self-aware at this point. Yeah, it's literally like it's too late. If he becomes self-aware and realize that, like, he should stop doing everything, he will absolutely. So, yes, that is a great idea. I don't know why. Yes, I need to make a video on DSP demanding an apology from me. Does anyone know what stream that is from? Could someone please let me know? Because I don't have the time, literally, with the other big story about Lady Decade to wade through this bullshit. So if someone watched it and just knows, Real Sane, you got to send that link to me on Twitter. I click that link right now, it's just going to be a bunch of fucking rigmarole. Let me try something, actually. That's a lie. Maybe. No, I might not be lying. Doesn't Paul Joseph Watson, I just thought, doesn't he have like an addiction to eating paper? Yeah, nah, it's not giving me the link, man. It's not giving me the link. It's weird. Weird how YouTube is with links in the chat. So if you could send it. So Andrew Epperson, DSP would be great for PBS. He can make up children's stories in the morning, then pitch for contributions in the evening. Nah, he'd be too aggressive, though, for PBS. No way. Zuber Mooner, shut up. If you want to see the Alex Jones thing, the first, like, 90% of the stream is Alex Jones. And I have multi-parts of it, too. Pretty much they come for the game and they stay for the creator. Yes, exactly. So it's like 80% the creator at best, at worst, I mean, and at best 20% the game. But he does not. Oh, playing the newest hottest game, Phil. They don't want to see you play it, Phil. There's plenty of people who don't want to see me play it too. I don't draw in big crowds when I stream games. I barely get more viewership than you do when I stream a game. Concurrent. I have an addiction to eating Kentucky Fried ass. Yeah, he's not subtle enough for PBS. You went on PBS, you get fired in 5 minutes. But I'm saying, people don't, but I'm like, it's about the personality of the streamer. People don't tune into me for my amazing fucking non-existent gaming skills. You know, there's some people who have, like, there are people that do. Usually it's the younger motherfuckers. But I don't have any, I'm not amazing at anything. So I'm just a mediocre gamer, and so is he.
Oh my god, he's drinking gin. Gin is great.
Yeah, it pisses me off. It really does, because like I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't, and there's no way to win. You know what I mean? So let's just keep going for tonight and hope for the best. Again, I wish that you guys would support if you could, but if you can't.
Yeah, but the viewership, I'm not a really engaging game streamer. There are people that are far superior at it than me. I'm more of a reactionary commentator, talking about news, talking about whatever. That's my shit. That's what I'm decent at. I suck at being engaging with games, you know?
I understand. And again, I do need help with tips this week. That's what I'm really looking for tonight. If you can help, thank you. Okay.
Imagine Phil is 60 and still doing this. He may make a comeback at that point. He may make a comeback. 60-year-old man still play. I couldn't get the headshot on him. No shit, Phil. Here's Phil to tell you more. Yeah, like this Smash Brothers shit, even younger, I didn't have the reaction times for this. Not that I've really slowed down that much. I'm a pretty decent parrier at Elden Ring, but I can't fuck with this shit. It's past my age bracket. This, like, super fast fucking Smash Brothers shit. He's already been audited, I believe, Cloaked Onyx. Well, thank you, Bradley. But you're the exception, not the rule. I have no idea. This is just, I'm way too, is this clear example who just he just matches buttons without thinking. Well, there was shit. Yeah, like, I just, like, occasionally playing a game is cool, but I can't imagine, like, he's based it solely on gaming. Bro, you're 40. You know, like, I have a, kind of like a weird show. Probably should take it, treat it more like a show. But, nah, man, I couldn't be, like, imagine being 40 and dependent on, like, having to play the newest games. I couldn't do it. I would quit if I was him.
Why? Yeah, none of my attacks hit. Yeah, all my attacks are just going around them and flowing through them and not hitting, but all their attacks are hitting dead on every time, like dead on. Frustrating. Play again?
It's completely terrible fucking gameplay.
Jake, and it went right through him and didn't connect, even though I charged the move and perfectly timed it.
Every game sucks. Every game is a problem. Every game is flawed. It's never Phil. It's never Phil.
Come on. Again, why did it not hit him? I'm sitting right next to him. It goes right through his body again.
He can't, but here's the thing. He doesn't have the emotional intelligence. Just give me my 200 DSP chicken sandwiches. Your fucking name. How can I say this without... I was very much a troll feeder, okay? But I learned. I learned to stop doing it. And learn to be more self-aware. And learn from my mistakes. I'm still not perfect, and there's still plenty of mistakes I continue to make. I wish I would stop. But you need to be able to look at yourself and be comfortable and laugh at yourself. He's not. There's no way he could just go over to commentary because he doesn't have it in him. But at the same time, you're going to be playing Smash Brothers at 45 against 19-year-olds, Chief. I mean, it doesn't mean like, dude, like I said, you're still going to be capable of gaming. You could be fucking 60 and capable of gaming, but you ain't doing that stuff. Let the guy live his little fantasy. It's why he has the audience he has. Oh, I've said that before, Spinoza. I've said that before. If he loses his troll audience, it's a wrap. You missed Elden Ring because you haven't played it yet. I'll eventually play more Demon Souls. Kane. Yeah, and it's quite entertaining to see the guy live in this fantasy too. And then when you show them the fantasy, they freak out. Oh, block! Yes, we can, but not this evening. Flashback Turtle, because I'm probably going to bed after this. It is 12:30. And
Match point. Red team. It's bullshit. It's like none of our attacks will hit solid. All of our attacks are floating and passing through them, but all their attacks hit constantly, and especially...
I left a DSP link in your DM breast. Holy shit, thank you.
Breasts.
Arya has a fucking aerial attack that seems to combo into itself.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's fascinating to watch someone who is being told, Spinoza, explicitly why there are so many people, whether it be trolls and even more relevant content creators, far more relevant to me, that talk about Phil. And he's like, they're all just hating on me. I don't understand. All right, Phil. Cool.
Over and over, 2 to 3 times. I don't know what that's about. That's kind of, I don't know, man.
That's terrible gameplay. Take a paycheck for that, huh? Accept a paycheck for that quality gameplay right there.
Guys, if you like this, if you're enjoying the multiverse coverage, please support it. I need likes on the stream. You know, super chat, super stickers, but tips in particular this week. Like everything right now. Again, we're almost halfway through tonight's multiverse stream, and again, the support is slow. It's probably the 5th time. So.
And if he truly is living that day to day, ugh, that would suck all the joy out of this.
Obviously, you know, something needs to change if you want to keep this in the rotation.
You malicious miscreant!
Yeah, that's what I hear too. It's like once he hits a goal, he is out. He checks out.
What happened? I have full health. What the fuck happened? I can't control my character. He just falls.
I just don't enjoy the gameplay of Smash Brothers. I've tried. It just isn't fun to me. My dad isn't able to play games like this. It's why he usually plays Destiny or PlayStation story games.
That's fucking bullshit.
I just even remember back in like the GameCube days when I was, you know, peak man of my young, like late teens, early 20s. It just wasn't. I just didn't enjoy it, you know. And now being older and still not enjoying it, it's even more of a detriment to me.
That's literal bullshit. I had full health. I just respawned. And fucking guy hits me right off the edge when I just spawned. What are you talking about? Nonsense. I had it once. And LeBron, I hit him 2 to 3 times when he had 150 health. He's way up here in the corner and somehow magically survives.
Fucking
Nonsense.
chipmunk
Phil
PSP.
is a big bloated fat baby.
How did these people find these clips?
Yes! Yes! No! What? The game was over. They said time, and then it gave him an extra elimination at the end for no reason. I was leading. It said the game was completely over. It said
I did have a good weekend. My kids were here today. It was an awesome weekend.
time, and then all of a sudden his
I played Elden Ring with my son. He's actually really liking it. He wants to play it. They're staying 3 days next weekend.
hits count, and he wins anyway. Yeah, they have some polish they need to do there. They definitely have some fucking polish they need to do with the game, because obviously the game needs, has issues like that. I won. The game was over. It said time. And then fucking he hits everyone and gets extra hits at the end. What is that? The fucking round ended already.
Yeah, try me, Vivi. I need journalism difficulty.
I'm purposely avoiding and dodging everything. I get hit.
All right. I think it's time. Here's why. I need to actually compile some notes together for some stuff before I go to bed, because there's a lot of rabbit holes. Regular chat, super chat. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for the continued support. I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, it is late as a motherfucker, too. So I'll be back tomorrow with videos and streams and horses and birds and cucumbers and Ass Man Gold cucumbers.
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 Cucumbers. Cucumbers. Cucumbers.
Try to relax your anus.
Have a great evening.